All right. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully everyone is doing well. Sorry for the delays. For some reason it wasn't connecting, but we're good now. If you guys can hear me out there, let me know in the chat there. Hopefully everybody's doing well today. Welcome to day 2 of week 2 for Trading for Charity. My name is Patrick France, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Glad to be with you all. For anybody who's just tuning in for the very first time, Trading for Charity is an event that VectorVest is hosting up until December 10th week, the end of that week, where we are raising money and raising awareness to help donate money to Toys for Tots, also to Levine's Children's Hospital. And so, while at the same time helping you guys learn how to become financially independent through the use of the stock market. So, awesome. It says everybody can see me. Perfect. Thank you for that, Chris. Good morning, Jay. Hey there, Roger. Welcome, everybody. Good morning, Barry. Also, before we get started, if Badger is still here, once again, thank you, Badger. Badger donated $25 to the cause before the stream even started. So thank you very much, kicking off the day in a great way. If you can't donate, that's fine. We don't ask for any donations. All of that is up to you. But if you can't donate, that's fine. If you subscribe to the channel, if you're not already a subscriber, just simply subscribe to the channel and VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. So the more people we get to subscribe to the channel, the more money VectorVest will donate at the very end. And there we go. We see Chris coming up as a new subscriber. Welcome to the VV Nation, Chris. Thank you. Glad you could be here today. Good morning, Archie, Chris, Caleb, Dominic, Jay, Roger. A lot of people here today. Glad to be with everybody. IONQ is still smoking. We can definitely take a look at that. And Jay's coming in with the $25 super chat. Thank you very much, Jay. Everybody, as always, anytime you see somebody donating with the super chat, make sure to show them some love in chat. All right, with that, let's go ahead. Take a look at what's going on here today. See what the markets are doing. It's been quite a wild ride so far this morning. And we'll jump right into it, take a look at what's going on. Then we'll start to get into some live trading. And as always, while we're trading here, if you guys have any questions about any stocks you want to take a look at, if you want to, find any tips about stop losses, managing your portfolio, make sure to, let me know in the chat there, and I'd be glad to get to all those questions there. All right, so as we can see right above me, we are on the VectorVest 7 homepage. And as we can see, we've had quite a wild ride here today, with the Dow being down about 0.5%, NASDAQ finally turning into the red, S&P down about 0.2%, VectorVest Composite down about 0.6%. Shannon's coming in, tuning in from British Columbia. Welcome, Shannon. Glad you could be here today. So that market action has pushed us one tick into the red. Therefore, the color guard is mildly bearish, and VectorVest does not advocate buying any stocks at this time. If we scroll down, take a look at the color guard, we can see we have a yellow light in the price column because we are higher on a week over week basis, but lower day over day. RT is red because we're lower day over day, but also on a week over week basis, and buy to sell ratios lower day over day and week over week, but still remains above 1 for the time being. So therefore, we do have a yellow light in the buy to sell ratio. Good morning, Felix. Glad you could be here today. Looking at the MTI, we're lower day over day and week over week. Looking at the trend, we can see we're up on a weekly basis. So as we mentioned a second ago, we're higher than we were from 5 trading days ago. And also the MTI still remains above 1, so therefore we do remain in an up situation. And then finally we get to the calls column, which stands for our confirmed calls. It's our most conservative timing system here at VectorVest. They're our last signal we get to get into the market and our last signal we get to get out. As we can see, we remain in a confirmed up situation as of today. So with that being said, let's go ahead, take a look at the market timing graph, get an idea of what's going on here, which way we should start looking for some trades, and get into a couple of trades or two. So we'll go into the market timing graph real quick. Let me get out of here. Change my layout a little bit. We'll go with the Pro Trader timing. It is a technical layout that uses a combination of envelopes, weighted moving averages, and DPO. And looking at it here, we can see prices of VectorVest Composite's been sliding lower here today, just coming off a fresh new low, trading below that 30-minute weighted moving average. Also looking at the DPO, DPO is confirming that move where we're hitting lower highs with this most recent run and lower lows as well. One positive sign, if we are going to make a case for it, we do have, a lower low here clearly, but DPO is hitting a higher low, maybe we'll start seeing, during the stream, the market's starting to move higher. But for now, we got to, play the trend, let the trend be our friend here. Felix saying, see you in Tampa. See you. Actually, I won't be in Tampa personally, but I hope you guys all have a great time in Tampa. And that brings me to another point. As always, every single Trading for Charity stream that we do, we will be announcing a giveaway winner for somebody's going to win access to the Tampa 2-day event coming up in January. So if you want to have a chance to win that, you got to be here live. The code for today will be TFT for Toys for Tots. So TFT will be the code for that. You guys can spam it all you want. I don't know of any limits. So if you guys want to start spamming that in the chat, feel free. That will help you get added into the drawing. And we'll announce the winner roughly about 12:15 typically. But once again, to win, you have to be here. All right. So we see the markets moving lower. We have a pretty good idea that, things aren't looking great. We do have potential for a reversal, but at the time, we want to be patient and wait for that reversal to come and take advantage of the trend as it shows right now. So let's go ahead, see if we can find, well, actually, we'll take a look at some short candidates and also some contra ETFs here today. Last week we did get into some contra ETFs. Those were definitely some great trades that we had. But we want to see what else there is and see if there's any individual stocks we can jump on board with as well. So Stone, looking at it, nice steady downtrend from upper left to bottom right. Zooming in a little bit here. I don't like seeing the DPO steadily rising, but then again, price has pretty much been moving sideways over the last little bit. So probably going to move on from that one, looking for something with a consistent downtrend here. There we go. Seeing a lot of TFTs. There you go. So if you want to get out of then, you got to type in TFT and you have to be here when we announce the winner. All right. Going through some of them, not really seeing a whole lot. Rivian coming in. Rivian's, been on a tear ever since a week ago. It started IPO'd. And as we can see, it's selling off a little bit here today. Pulling back, coming off of the lows, but still a lot lower than where we were yesterday at its highs. Hey, Lee, that's fine. That was the code for a few days ago, but TFT, Toys for Tots, excuse me. All right, so PAG, looking at some of these will be more likely swing trades rather than day trades, but hey, sometimes we do find them as potential day trade candidate as well. So Roku, I'm kind of liking as a short trade potentially. Gap down here today, continuing to move lower, trading at those lows. Only thing is on a end of day basis, it is in oversold territory, so could make the case for a potential reversal or relief coming in there. BVF maybe. It is steadily moving lower, but where do we have our support at here? We have support all the way. Well, first and foremost, we have support here, which we look like we touched here this morning at 1446, bounced off of that. Now trading in the middle of the range of where it's been trading at today. So we definitely want to be careful with that one. Let's go ahead, jump out of here, take a look at some contra ETFs. So we'll put in some of the big ones. If you guys have contra ETFs that you want to see, let me know. But we'll do SQQQ, SDOW, SPXS, I believe, SPXU. And there we go. We got Josh Crawford. Welcome to the VV Nation. Well, everybody, welcome Josh to VV Nation. Thank you, Josh, for the new subscriber. Glad to have you here today. All right, so SPXU, we'll look at, what are some other ones you guys want to see? We'll go ahead and take a look at those three starting off here today. Roku will test 52-week low. We can take a look at Roku a little bit more in depth here in a few. All right, so interestingly enough, markets are steadily falling, but what we're noticing is the price here moving lower with the contra. So that should typically be moving up rather than moving down. Looking at the end of day, not a great swing trade opportunity for the time being because we are starting to move lower, trying to retest that previous low set right here at 605. So we'll be careful with that one. Let's go see SDOW. SDOW trying to turn around. 388 positive today. Let's see, 2743, 2740. So yes, the 3 and 8 are positive. The stochastics are starting to move out of oversold territory. DPO starting to rise again. This could be an interesting swing trade to add to our list or add to our portfolio here. So what we're looking at is a target 27.75. We have resistance. Would like to see it break above that point. And then on the low, we'd go based off of the previous low here before it started running again. And that would put us right around 27.02. So not a bad risk to reward profile, especially if we can break through that resistance. Also keeping a tight stop on it at the 27.02 level. So let's go ahead, zoom in, actually take a look at the last one, SPXU. SPXU, similar to what we were seeing with the NASDAQ. Let's go ahead, zoom in on the SDOW. Been on a nice steady run all day here so far. Looks like it's pulling back right now, so maybe we can get a little bit better buying opportunity in the near future. We'll keep this on our radar. May get into it in a little bit, but wait for the pullback to actually, settle down and start to see it turning back around again. All right, so I see some stocks you guys have recommended coming in. Let me get those put in. So FB, TECL, SOXL, Boyle. My Tesla's up $100. Not bad there, Marie. Congrats. Does that buy sell rating change with time frame or just daily? So cycle, the buy, hold, and sell ratings update as the market's updating. Right now I'm on real time, so everything is tick by tick data, but all of those update in real time. If you're on intraday, they'll be updating in real time just on a 15-minute delay. If you're on end of day, then you'll see it update at the end of the day. But yeah, all of that updates depending on the data feed that you're looking at there. Extra off, of course, got to look at extra off here today. Extra off's having a decent day. PETZ, see Lucid, LCID, Coin, RIVN. We looked at that just a moment ago, but we'll put it in the list here. Not sure there, Roger. All right. Also, this is something I challenge everybody to. If we hit 100 subscribers, 100 new subscribers while we're live, you guys will be able to get a pick any stock you want. Hopefully you guys pick a good stock, but you can pick literally whatever stock you want and we'll add it into the Trading for Charity portfolio. So I wanted to throw that out there right now. That way you guys have, you guys are aware of it. And so that way you guys can tell all your friends, make sure they're coming in, tuning in, joining, subscribing. So that way you guys get to pick whatever stock you want. And then I have to add it to the portfolio. So that will be up to you guys. All right. So Facebook's been pulling back, but starting to recover a little bit. TECL, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Only issue that I see is volume. But then again, this 100,000 volume spike here kind of, skews the results a little bit. But you do see a lot of gapping on an intraday basis, which is typically not a good sign here. Let's see, SOXL's moving up nicely. So looks like that dip happened right at the very beginning, but since that point, it's been steadily recovering here. Let's see what else we have. Boyle was gapped down, trying to make a run, starting to sell off a little bit. Extra off had a good a good announcement here today, successfully integrating their technology into a small European car company. So that is a positive sign, and markets definitely seem to be favoring that here. Pets moving sideways for the time being. Lucid had a great day yesterday. Looks like some people are profit taking right now. Coin sold off at the very beginning, trying to make a new run, broke past its previous highs. And then RIVN once again. So EVs seem to be taking some profit from yesterday. No surprise there. Oh, you want to take a look at the ETF? All right, sure. We can definitely take a look at that. Yeah, I wish they did options on Extra. That would be nice. All right, so I did have a few. IONQ made a great trade out of this one yesterday. Continued to go up even more after the fact, but right now looking at IONQ, we had a decent run right out of the gate, but starting to move sideways a little bit. Let's go zoom out to 2 days. Here's where we were looking at it yesterday, right around the 23 to 20, 23.50, 23.75. Ran up, took our profits, sold out, pulled back a little bit, and then continued to move up nicely here. So, could be an interesting one to keep an eye on. We do have higher lows, so what I'm focused on with this trade to take an entry into it, looking at, you can actually kind of fudge that a little bit, cut right through because we broke down below but then quickly rallied back. So looking at the trend line here, let the trend be your friend. Wait to see maybe a retest, but right now you have lower highs but higher lows. Consolidation currently with that one. Let's get in GOEV. Don't like the look of GOEV here today. Let's get back into it. Let's see. Go and zoom out. And then we'll take a look. META, Riot, RIOT, Plug. Sure, we can take a look at Plug for you. And then what else? BYND. All right, pulling them up. Let's go ahead. Scroll right through. Lucid Coin, Riven, Meta. So Meta's been rocking and rolling right now. It has been in overbought territory for quite some time. The DPO is continuing to move up nicely. Volume, this is one thing I'm a little concerned with. Volume has been slowly dropping lower as price has been moving higher, telling us less and less people are buying it at that price. So for jumping on board as of today, I may be a little bit more cautious with it because it may be due for some sort of a pullback coming up very, very soon with that one. But, if you've already been into it, great. Take your trade, let your trade work for you. Riot's been getting hit pretty hard yesterday. Mara, I believe, got hit pretty hard yesterday as well. A lot of the blockchain stocks or the crypto adjacent stocks have been hit pretty hard recently off of some SEC probes. So you got to be careful with that. Plug has had a phenomenal run, but looking at today's candle, I'm liking what I'm seeing with Plug. Let's go zoom in a little bit. So I may take Plug as a short trade. Why? Because not only do you have a bearish divergence, DPO steadily moving lower, but looking at today's candlestick, you see a lot of selling pressure, clear reversal sign coming in. You know what? I may take Plug just as a short trade. Where are we looking at? Potential targets 38.29. If it breaks down below that point, then I'm looking for the next profit area right around 34.92 or $35 roughly, or maybe even a little bit below that, 34.50. INM is currently working to the end of a wicked wedge. Franklin, you speak my language. I'll be glad to take a look at that one here in a second for us. All right, so Plug, yeah. You know what? Let's go zoom into a 1 day. It's recovering a little bit. Where do we have intraday resistance at? 42.92. That could be an interesting one. One thing I don't like seeing on the intraday basis is DPO steadily rising. Price was falling from here to here. So you're getting a little bit of a mixed signal. Be patient. Let's see how it handles this level of resistance at 43. And if it can break above it, maybe take a short-term trade, an intraday trade, a day trade to the upside. But if it can't, we'll place that short trade to the downside. Let's go see. We had INM as one of the stocks to take a look at. INM actually popped up on one of my lists earlier this morning, so going to be interesting. Take a look at it. INM, you definitely have a nice rise of higher lows, but you are off of that previous high for the day. Where do we have some resistance? Let's go ahead, use our horizontal lines. So 216 roughly. If we can break above that, we could be on a new run to take out that previous high. If we got in right now, where are we looking at? Looking for support right now. So we could either go off of this previous low at 208. Actually, that may not be a bad trade, especially with it so close right now to where that support level is. If we're wrong, hey, we get out quickly, have our losses set in place, or have our line in the sand set in place. If it breaks out and continues to reach that new high, then we have a decent opportunity for a good gain. Plug, you're doing cover calls. Yeah, not a bad strategy right now, especially with the way that candle is looking. So let's see, 208.52. I'm going to keep an eye on this level. Let it see how it's handling this current minute, because you did see a little bit of buying or selling pressure coming in on that high. Volume is pretty light relative to what it's been trading at. The strong volume came in, let's see, right here. And that was also one of the highest volumes we've seen relative to what it's been trading at before that. So therefore, I may be cautious with this one. We traded this. Do you guys trade this in a jockey club? Nobody's been talking about that one. But then again, I also haven't seen him very much. So this could be an interesting setup here. Let's keep an eye on it. MU, we can definitely take a look at for you, Chris. Let's go ahead, add it into our list. MU. Where are we at? MU. Whew. So MU. Right now, we have been steadily drifting lower. Extended line. We have this consistent downtrend. Until we see it break out of that downtrend here, I'd be simply waiting, being patient, wait for that breakout to occur. In the jockey club, okay. And there's INM breaking that level of support. Therefore, probably going to pass on this for the time being. So let's go ahead, try to find, or let's go ahead, not try, but let's find a trade to jump on board. We looked at the downside. Let's go take a look at the market. What's the market doing? Market's starting to recover a little bit here. Starting to see it break above that 30-minute moving average or weighted moving average. DPO finally getting back into positive territory. But are we struggling to hold above that? That's what we're keeping an eye on for right now. Getting back, where were we? Unisearch. Okay, so INM came up here. Marie, that would be something you'd have to go into the settings about, I would assume. I don't have an exact answer. Maybe somebody could help Marie out in the chat. She's having some questions about the super chat feature there. So INM, we were looking at that. EP or EYPT. You do have higher lows. Where is that support floor at? Oh. So we broke through that uptrend line, trading below that, came back, retested it, now starting to pull away. Probably not going to take this as a long trade, maybe as a short trade though. You see the DPOs were steadily dropping as well. Could be an interesting short-term trade to the downside here. Let's zoom in a little bit. Looking at the stochastics. Stochastics almost hit overbought territory. Not quite though. So we're kind of in no man's land right now with this one. Glad for the dividend, or for dividend and appreciation. Okay, we could take a look at that one. But one thing with dividends, as always, be careful with them, because one of the things you have to be aware of, and I've talked to a lot of people about this. Yes, it's nice taking that dividend. Yes, that can help supplement some income there. But if the underlying stock is moving down more, or you're losing more on the capital appreciation side of things than the dividend is supplementing, you're losing overall in the trade, and that's definitely not a good thing. So be careful with that. All right, let's see. So we have the breakdown here, continue to move lower. Going to be patient with this one. DOGZ, volume is drying up pretty quickly here. TTCF just moving sideways. Today's market conditions are not very fruitful for what we're looking for here. So therefore, Cocoa, maybe out of all of them, this has had one of the better looks of them. But once again, volume is still lackluster at best. Let's go jump in back to the graphs. Looks like somebody is locking in their gains on that one. NEO and Glad, we'll pull those up. All right, so NEO steadily dropping here right now. Zoom out to a 6-month time frame. I don't like the look on NEO. This is a clear warning sign getting followed through here. It's still moving lower. This is one I would be very, very careful with, especially if you're going to take it long. As a short trade, maybe there's some potential with this one. Glad. So you're saying pays a good dividend. Let's go take a look. Dividend analysis, dividend paid. It's like 78 cents annualized there on a 12.39 stock. So not a bad yield if I'm doing it right. Hey, Jim's coming in with a $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Jim. Glad you could be here today. Thank you, everybody. Show Jim some love. Appreciate it, Jim. All right, so we have, I don't like the look of the candle as well. So glad, while it does have a good dividend, all of that, I'm very, very hesitant to take it, especially with what today's candle is showing and what we're seeing here, plus what the market is doing. Color guard is, it's bearish today. Yes, that's what we've been talking about. But one positive thing that we see here, if we can take out this high, we're noticing during the morning so far, the price has been steadily moving lower, looking at DPO, hitting a higher low, even though price hit a new low. So therefore, you have a bullish divergence on that aspect of things. Looking to see if this is a higher low here. And if it is, we want to see it take out this point, and that would be conducive for, jumping on early, taking some long trades, maybe finally getting some wind to our sails here today. Looking at SDAO, glad we stayed away, waited to see what was going on with that one. SPXU, so it looks like based off of these ETFs, the majority of the major indices are coming back here. So we are starting to see some slight bullishness into the market. Also, anybody who wants an opportunity to win a chance or to have a chance at winning free access to the Tampa 2-day event, make sure to type in TFT into the chat. That way you get entered into the drawing. If you're here and you can't enter in or you can't type in chat, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. For every new subscriber we get through the next month, VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. So even if you can't donate or don't want to donate, that's fine. If you subscribe, VectorVest will do make a donation for you. That way, everybody has a chance to help out and help raise money for a phenomenal cause here. We've already had a few new subscribers already today, so thank you once again to all those new subscribers. Let's see if we can get more of those people coming in, and if we hit 100 new subscribers throughout the stream today, you guys out there get to pick what stock I add into the portfolio. So just wanted to make sure everybody's aware of that one as well. All right, so with IONQ, yes, we have that nice uptrend. It broke here, trying to get back above. Now looking at it, giving some more data here that we have to look at. We have a steady trend line, waiting to see if it breaks. If it breaks, we'll jump on board with it. If it doesn't, we'll simply be patient, wait for another trade to show up. All right, there we go. So let's see, are we going to get a breakout? Only thing I'm a little cautious with, looking at the volume. Volume is conviction. Volume speaks volumes here. And what we see with that is volume spiked on these candles right here. And then this little push to the upside, we didn't really have any volume coming in. Makes me a little hesitant, but we need to see if it can break out of that. There we go, starting to get that. Let's go ahead, get our trade ticket ready to go. Maybe we can make out with IONQ once again here. There we go. Next, get our trade ticket ready. Where is it trading at? 26.90. So we'll change it to a limit. I want to be able to see volume as well. So I'm going to move it over to my side screen so I can see the volume and I can see the candle, because this will help us gain a lot of insight into the investor sentiment. Now, if you recall, one of the things I've been talking about is being patient and waiting for the trade to come to you. Don't try to chase the trade. So while yes, we see this 1 minute, this is the breakout, we're going to wait for that confirmation of that next minute. Yes, we may be giving a little bit on the gain side, but we're waiting for more consistency to make sure that we have the wind to our sails here. So want to be patient with that one. If somebody donates, hey Jay, you gotta ask Glenn about that one. I have no control over that one. All right, so being patient. Let's see. I like what we're seeing so far. The pullback on light volume, you had stronger volume pushing it higher. You did trade within the upper 50% of that range there. So let's see. 27. 26.95, let's say. Because it is starting to, it's coming off those lows. I got to be patient though. I'm not going to jump in ahead of ourselves. Oh yes, that brings, I forgot about that, Maria. So Glenn did agree to that yesterday. For anybody tuning in, if you're familiar with Glenn Tompkins, another senior instructor here at VectorVest, does a lot of the YouTube content with me as well. He said that if somebody does donate $1,000 to the Trading for Charity event, he will come on live and do the truffle shuffle. So whoever wants to see the truffle shuffle, you know how to get, whoever wants to see Glenn doing the truffle shuffle knows how to make that happen. All right. So right now this is why we're patient. We were waiting for the trade to come back, or see if we were going to get confirmation of that. We waited, we're patient, and now it's starting to sell off, coming back down to the upper part of that trend line. Let's see if it can get back above by the end of this minute. Right now, it's not looking so great. This is why patience is a virtue here, folks. What's the watch list called in VectorVest? Which watch list, Archie? The one that I have created that has some of our stocks we're taking a look at, or which watch list are you referring to? All right, so I'm being patient with this one. Came back, gonna cancel out of the order. Can do the truffle shuffle as well, Glenn. Okay, so yeah, if there is $1,000 donation, I will do the truffle shuffle with Glenn, both live. Hey, that's fine. I'll agree to that one. You guys know how to make that happen. It's up to you guys. All right, IONQ exit. Yeah, that's why we are not jumping into it. We got the trade ticket ready just in case, but we are not jumping on board. So with the charity the charity watch list right here, I have just put these in. They're not in the system. This is a personal creative watch list I built just so that way we can go over these stocks here together. We keep track of them. We do have some stocks that probably should be added from the new stocks here today. Let's go ahead and get those in here. So MU, Meta, Coin, Ribbon. So all the EV stocks here. So Lucid's already in here. Rivian is already in here, or Rivian is already in here. MU, Coin, Meta, B. Do we have Jay? I'm surprised you haven't mentioned anything. Extra is not in the list already. All right, so this is a list. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this. That way you can build it yourself. But, these are just stocks that you guys have requested one to see. I haven't, done anything with it. They're not in the database itself, or the watch list isn't in the database itself. It's just something we've been putting together to keep a track of these for you guys. All right, go in here. NEO still hasn't moved at all since we last looked at it. So this is the issue with NEO, volume. Volume is pretty lackluster for the time being. I followed INM to the end of the wedge, and it finally did break to the downside. Good call on your part. Appreciate that. That's why we're patient. Patience is a virtue, especially when it comes to trading. Let's go see INM in this list. Where is it? It's at the bottom. There we go. Yeah, so INM, we even had on our radar. We were looking to see if it could hold that 208. We were looking at it, watching it right here, came tumbling back down, broke below, tried to make a recovery. You could see a lot of people were dumping the second it got back to that inside that channel, and now starting to move lower. Glad we stayed away from this one. You and me both, Franklin. All right, let's go ahead, jump into the Unisearch, See if there's any new stocks coming in. Let's take a look at the homepage real quick. NASDAQ finally turning back into the green. Dow's picking up a little bit here. S&P down about 1/10. VectorVest Composite still looking rough here today. Still down over 0.6%. Yeah, sure. Let's go ahead into the viewers. There's that list. I'll give you guys a second or two. There you go. All right. Hopefully that should be enough time for you guys. So getting out of these. Finally started making a profit with coin. Where's coin at right now? Oh, so it's finally 345. It's been a long time for that one to finally start making a profit. Coin has been an interesting one. So looking for some of these. Let's go zoom out. See if we can go do some bargain hunting with some of the stocks we've been looking at here today. So out of the two, Lucid. All right. I like Lucid a little bit better, but I'm going to leave this up to you guys. 1 for Lucid, 2 for Rivian. Which one do you guys think is going to be the better performer? While I'm waiting for those answers, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the other ones coming in. FCEL, MRVL, apps, NNDM, and then SOXL. Pulling up some of these. Fuel cell, a lot of the clean energy stocks. Looks like a lot of profit taking is going on with some of these. MRVL, you see the reversal coming in on the intraday, starting to move lower. All right, so I've got 1 vote for Rivian, 1 vote for Lucid. Let's go zoom out a little bit on some of these. All right, looking for some trading candidates. I want to find something we can jump on board with. SOXL. Are we at resistance? You have that previous resistance here. You tried to break above it yesterday. Closed above. Today's going to be the retest. And actually, it looks like we're holding right now. So this may be one we could jump on board with later on today. I'm going to keep an eye on SOXL. I like the look. You had the quick pullback. Is it going to blast off to a new high? That's what we're waiting to see. If today can be a green day, hold above this 65.30 level or 65.31, that could be an interesting opportunity to jump on board. Let's go zoom back, see what else we have. MRV. We looked at that. So fuel cell. A lot of the clean energy stocks look like they're getting a little bit of weakness here today. I think someone will eventually buy them for a crypto play. Okay. They might have extra off installed in it. That would be awesome, Felix. That would be, if that happens, everybody here in the office, all the education department, I will say this for a fact. Whoever buys up, or whoever the first major manufacturer or electric vehicle manufacturer is that takes extra technology and puts it in their cars, you will see everybody in education here at VectorVest all driving one of those cars. I can guarantee you that. All right, let's go see. So what is going back down? Let's analyzing the market. Glad we're, today's been a pretty choppy market. Glad we're in cash right now. Just to quickly remind everybody, right now the trading for charity portfolio is up 1.5% overall since last week. If you don't like the market conditions, just simply wait for better conditions. And that's what we're doing. Right now, there's a lot of indecision. It's very homed in on specific areas of the market that are going up or going down. So we got to be extremely cautious with what we jump on board with. All right, so I saw 2 for Rivian, 1 for Lucid. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of a mix there with that one. All right, let's go ahead, take a look at something else here. Let's go scroll down here, take a look at one of Dr. D's methodologies. Taking a look at teeny boppers here. Go ahead, graph them. Getting some real low dollar stocks. And what we're looking for is a moving average on volume. Let's go add parameter, price volume, 50-day moving average, put that on. So what we're looking for is a big spike in volume here. TGA could be an interesting one. Pulling back a little bit here today, but volume continues to pick up. That's definitely moving in the right direction. DVD looks to be a buyout. MLSS. Not quite seeing. So what we're looking for is a jump like this. When it gaps up, that's usually a positive sign. Not seeing them with this one. Whew. OPK is an interesting play. Let's go zoom into a 1 day real fast. So looks like, looking at the volume is definitely drying up. It had a great run. Saw a big spike here, but stock's moving sideways right now. At 445, we're really only looking to play it to the upside since most brokerages wouldn't have shares available at that lower dollar price range. So I'm going to keep an eye on the 450 range. If we break above it, maybe we'll take the trade. But right now, we look to be retesting that 443 support floor here. It is an oversold condition. Volume has been pretty light. Let's go ahead and add that to our main screen. Could be an interesting intraday trade. So OPK. OPK is an interesting one we'll keep an eye on here today. Ravi wants to take a look at TRT. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. All right, TRT had a great run this morning. Looks like a lot of people were taking their profits off the table. Kind of a mixed bag right now. You have higher lows, but at the same time, lower highs. Wait for the breakout to occur. OPK is buy. Where do we put it? Here we go. OPK, I don't know. I'm mixed on it right now. I don't like seeing this. Stronger selling pressure coming in here. Yes, it's at a support floor, but I need to see if it can actually hold that support floor. And right now we don't have confirmation of that support floor holding. So I'm gonna be a little hesitant with this one. Let me go change my layout a little bit. I don't know why I'm seeing other stuff on there. There we go. Perfect. So if this support floor can hold, maybe, but with volume, I need to see volume coming in showing that, people are interested in buying this stock at this current level. Right now, we're not really seeing that at this time. TF or J&J. Let's go take a look at J&J. We'll add it in here. Go ahead, scroll down. J&J, you had a little bit of relief coming in, but 3 and 8 are negative. Right now, the way it stands, you do have a potential hammer forming after that downtrend here. So we could see a nice pop, but got to be careful with that one. And so Joey, it is 12:15. Do we want to announce that winner there? Once again, we'll be giving away access to the Tampa 2-day event for one lucky winner. That winner should be coming up any moment now. And if you're here, you have to make sure you chime in so that way you can claim your prize. And if you don't win, that's okay. Make sure to be here every Trading for Charity event that we do every Tuesday and Wednesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. As we give away access to the Tampa 2-day event every stream. So We'll be doing this for the next month, so we'll have one lucky winner each and every stream. All right. Is Joey in the background though? That's a better question. We'll wait and see if he chimes in. If not, I'll have to hunt him down. There we go. Chris Perez, if you're here, which I saw you chiming in a little bit ago. Oh, never mind. Who's it going to be? Looks like they're doing something in the background, so that's a positive side here. All right, TRT. No Facebook account? That's fine. You don't need a Facebook account to be here. So Glenn, yeah, if can you make sure Joey gets that announcement out for the Nightbot? That way we can find out who's our lucky winner here today. We're waiting to see here, Chris. We gotta wait and see. While they're working on that in the background. So it looks like that was an old message that wasn't from the new one. How do you participate? There we go. So Joey's working on in the background to enter in. This is your last chance, final warning, final call. TFT Toys for Toys for Tots in the comments there in the chat. Type in TFT for your chance to win. We should be working on a winner any moment now. So be patient. Joey's getting on it in the background there for us. All right, TRT potentially breaking above this downtrend. Volume starting to pick up a little bit. I'm going to get my trade ticket ready just in case. You know, we want to be ready to pull the trigger. All right. Bring my trade ticket over to the side. Let's see. So 939, try to break out. Volume is relatively light, but then again, you had 200,000 volume coming in on 1 single minute back there. So volume is kind of skewed with this one. We want to be patient, wait to see which way we're heading with this. But if we get follow through on this next minute, that would be a strong positive sign for what we're looking for here. So I'm adjusting my limit orders. Let's see, are we going to get the trade? Or is this going to turn out to be another failed setup here? You know, with the downtrend in the market, it makes it hard. All right, so there it is. That's official. So, Chris, you are our lucky winner here today. Sorry for the confusion. All you got to do is email us at connect@vectorvest.com. Send us an email, and we'll make sure we get that added for you so that way you can join us for the Tampa 2-day event. Congratulations. Welcome. Glad you could be here. Thank you for all the support. All right, so not really getting the setup. Volume still pretty much non-existent right now. All right, we're going to move past this one. Not really setting up the way we wanted to. Not really getting the confirmation we're looking for either. OPK. This is why we're patient. Let the trade come to us and don't try to chase it. If we jumped in right in the middle, we would be getting smacked right now. So glad we stayed out of OPK here today. This is where patience, no to TRT. Yeah, I agree. This is where patience comes into play. It can be a portfolio saver. GBTC, let's go pull that up. GBTC, that's what. Not finding GBTC. RKLB. RKLB, Rocket Labs. Had a big run earlier, but once again, starting to see a pretty common pattern here today. Had a decent run earlier this morning, and now starting to see the sell-off coming in. You do have some potential relief to the downside based off of what we're noticing with the DPO, but too early to make that judgment call at this stage. All right. J&J, we looked at these. It's a Bitcoin trust. Okay, so if it's a Bitcoin, what's the isn't there a Bitcoin ETF? Is that the Bitcoin ETF? BITO. Let's go look. BITO. Not a bad opportunity here. There we go. Yeah, BITO. Pulled back. We have... Could be an interesting opportunity. Both for an up and a down play. If we took it as a short trade... Let's zoom in. If we took it as a short trade, we have a level of resistance, which would be our line in the sand at 38.62. You've had a decent run. Could be some profit taking going on, and then we start to move down from there. One more time. So, Chris, it is connect@vectorvest.com. I'm keeping an eye on this one. This could be an interesting one to look at for a potential trade here today. Roblox, RBLX. RBLX, another stock with the same story that we've noticed here. So we've had a nice run, but now all of a sudden you're starting to see some profit taking going on, seeing some pullback occurring. Let's zoom out. Whew. So this with Roblox, let's go 1 year. I liked it on the gap up. You had some, now that we see the gap up, you had some worry right when it gapped or broke down below that open. Come on. There we go. So you had some worry when you you closed below the low of that gap up there. Whenever you play a stock that gaps up, put your line in the sand at the low of the gap up. You can see it came back, closed right below that, or closed right above that line, broke down below it 1 day, broke down below it 2 days, closed above that though by the end of the day, and then starting to run from there. So this could be an interesting one to look at. If we break above, or if we get in now, we have a support at around 110, which would be that consolidation level. You hit once, twice, 3 times, and finally broke on the 4th. Could be an interesting opportunity here. 285 billion tax cut. That's why market's going to tank. We'll have to wait and see. Let's go take a look at the homepage. Yeah, so Dow's actually improving a little bit. Nasdaq's worsening. S&P's worsening a little bit. Overall, the VectorVest composite is going lower here today. Whew. So not only are they doing a tax cut, but they're also spending a whole lot of money that the tax cut will obviously not pay for. So yeah, you could put 2 and 2 together. All right, so SPXU. What else do we have? SDOW, SQQQ. You know what? I like SQQQ. You are in overbought territory. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm going to use some Fibonacci's here. Oh, wrong way. See where a potential buy opportunity would come into play. So there's 100, there's 120. $614, $616. So if it gets down to around the 614 level, that could be an interesting opportunity there. All right, let's Or where's that high? So we have a target at 624. Right now it's at 617. At a $6 price range, you could get in with a decent gain, or with a a high amount of shares, which would definitely be a benefit there for a short-term trade. Let's also take a look FNGD. FNGD may not have the liquidity that we're quite looking for here today. So yeah, FNGD doesn't really have the liquidity. You definitely have a nice move to the upside, but not the liquidity that we're really looking for. You like 50% levels? Yeah, I was going to be a little greedier on that one personally, but we'll wait and see. All right, just taking a look. All right, one moment here. Getting everything back. There we go. Let's taking a look at something cooking up in the background. Not quite the time to really bring it up. So we're going to move on from that one. So okay, so here we go. Pulling back a little bit. This is what we were kind of expecting already. You broke below this level of support now. It was resistance. Now treating it, or try to break above, now acting as a support, then broke below that. Next support that we're looking for, down around that, once again, that 614 range. Interesting how everything lines up. I want to go. Awesome. So keeping an eye on that 614 level. If we can find a 614 entry, that could definitely be the opportunity we're looking for. Or are we going to break above and then use this 6.6 or 617 level of support? We'll have to be patient, wait and see. I'm going to go ahead, get the trade ticket ready just in case it starts running once again. All right. You know what? We'll jump on board. Waiting closer to the end of the minute. Because as we've seen, we talked about yesterday, we've noticed that towards the end of the minute, sometimes you can see a large selling pressure coming in, and that's what we want to avoid. All right, so it held towards that high. Go ahead, jump on with it. Want to see if we got filled, waiting for confirmation. $6.18 was my limit because it was bouncing around between $6.19 and $6.18. I'm just refreshing it. Let's see. Waiting for the confirmation that it went through. Waiting for it to show up. So I had it in. I sent my trade order in before this most recent blast off. I had it in right about here. So I should be getting filled at the 618 level. If not, then I should be getting filled now, to say the least. Let's see if it goes through. Looking at volume. Volume is still relatively light. When you place the trade, use limit. So I'm using the limit order to get close to where the price is trading at, Felix. That way I'm going off of, or I'm not getting a market order. So I'm using a limit order to try to get in the price at the time. And right now I'm probably going to cancel. Looking at volume. Okay, so volume. I was watching volume. Volume was starting to pick up, so I got a little hesitant. But yeah, I use the limit order on some of these trades, so that way I'm not using a market order. I know where I'm getting filled at, and if I don't get filled, that's fine. I'll move on. But at least I have a limit rather than a market, so I'm not getting, a few cent difference on my fill prices. Waiting to see. Volume is still relatively light, and we have a support at 617. So a 1 cent move at support floor there. I'm not going to budge. I'm not going to raise my entry level. Come on. It's hit 618. How many times now? And it still hasn't come through. All right. So orders. All right, still says open. Doesn't look like it was filled. If it breaks past this high here, I'm just going to close the order out. I'm not going to play around with it anymore. All right, come on. Yep, not going to play around with it. Onward. Moving on. So SDAO. All right. Let's take a look. We have resistance at 27.65. Broke above. Let's zoom in. SQQ 21 period Keltner. Yeah, that's the one thing. I'm familiar with Keltners. I haven't used them in a long time, so I'd have to refresh myself on them. But I'd have to. Keltner channels were a great tool to use. It's just I haven't looked at them in a long time though. All right. So looking at SDAO, SDAO's holding that or retesting that support right now. SPXU looks a little weak, seeing a lot of back and forth each and every minute so far. Also, volume is relatively light, so going to be careful with that one. Let's zoom back out. Let's go look at the end of day. All right, so with this one, stochastics are starting to rise. DPO is starting to rise. Or the 3 and the 8. 3 and the 8 are the one thing I'm waiting to see turn positive. This could be an interesting trade though, as a short-term trade, especially at the lower dollar price. Means you can buy a lot of shares, which every penny then equates to a bigger gain. So for a short-term trade, either as a day trade or a swing trade, this could definitely be an interesting one. Consulting coming in saying picked up earlier, got in at 611, stopped, and have a stop at 615. Not bad. All right, let's see. Markets are really not liking what what Congress is doing. So yeah, you can definitely. That's some of the times what I've been doing, Felix. So yeah, I'll place an order or limit order with the Robo Trader, and then I can go in and edit that or customize that to fit what I'm looking for there. All right, so there's SQQ. Now finally breaking that 618 level. We'll go take a look at the intraday in a second. I'm looking for positive signs. So SDOW has some of the stronger end of day look, or has one of the strongest end of day looks out of all of them. So you're pulling back a little bit. I'd like to see it break that 27.75 level. But then you have a strong support at 27 even. Right now, it's at 27.59, 27.60. So it's SQQ about to bounce. May do a contrarian long on food up in Canada. Let's see. $6.18. All right. I need to find an interesting trade because right now, what we're seeing in the markets are not looking great, to be completely honest. So STNE as a short-term trade, I definitely like what I'm seeing there. A lot of selling pressure coming in. That could definitely be an interesting short trade. Sava, maybe. DLO, probably not. Roku, we were looking at earlier. Let's go 1 year. Retesting that 52-week low. Somebody was saying earlier, so 20 or 231. Yeah, I like Roku as a short trade, but once again, you are in oversold territory, so I'd be careful that we could see a retracement for at least a short period of time before it starts moving lower. PAGS. Not a whole lot of activity on those. Let's go back into here. Where's our other opportunities we were looking at? So I haven't really seen a lot of great looks today. Do you guys have any stocks that you guys are watching that are actually seeing some activity behind them? Because personally, what we're seeing here is just not a lot of great setups, great looks. Just seems to be missing that excitement here so far. You know what? GOV, let's go zoom out. GOV breaking below on strong volume, breaking below the high of yesterday. Looking at the 1 day, steadily moving lower. All right. Let's see if we can get filled on this one. Next. This is, I will announce, going to be a short trade. And not available. Go figure. every opportunity we see, not available. That's the issue with shorting, is a lot of brokerages don't have them available, and so therefore to borrow the shares it becomes extremely difficult, and it depends broker to broker. URA, let's see what else we have. And Dave's coming in with a $100 super chat. Thank you, Dave. Wow. Highest donation so far today. Dave wins. Dave wins the gold star for today. Appreciate that, Dave. Coming in with a $100 super chat. Thank you very much. That definitely is going to be a huge help for the cause. Also helps brighten the day up a little bit with how ugly the markets are looking so far. All right. So everybody show Dave some love once again. Thank you, Dave. Glad you're here. Glad you're part of VV Nation. All right. URA. Nope, not gonna look. URA is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for something that's rocking and rolling. FLGT has been stuck. Still stuck in that range. We were talking about it yesterday. FLGT is stuck between that 112 level of resistance and that 65 level of support. You can even move that up a little bit, make that spread a little tighter. And until we see it break out of that, gonna be sitting on our hands with this one. Going back, see if anything's changing yet. Let's go 1 day. So BITO came back up, retested. You have a double top essentially. It's a short trade. I like where we're at. Overbought territory. DPO has room to fall. Robo Trader. Let's see if we can get filled with this one. Next. Where's it at? 38.54. And they don't have shares available to short on that one. There we go. Tons of fun. Gotta love it. Shorting is a lot trickier than just buying a stock long, as we talked about yesterday, and we're seeing it firsthand here. All right, so food big bounce. Is that the Canadian one you're talking about, Cycle? So contra ETFs seem to be one of our best opportunities that we have, because right now with the Ally account, it's struggling to be able to find that. All right, so we broke down here, getting back above. Maybe retry SQQQ. Because right now we're at a 1 cent difference between our line in the sand and where the price is. We didn't get filled earlier. Glad we stayed out of it. Get the trade ticket ready. I mean, that's the thing, is I only want to borrow it for a few minutes, Felix. I'm not trying to look to hold on to it for a while. All right, so 618 I have a limit for. You have a higher low here, higher low here. Looks like SQQQ is set up to move higher. Get that order back in again. That's right. Dave has a good point. It's all about the kids. Once again, if you're just now tuning in, I see a lot of new faces coming in. If you are just now tuning in for the very first time, as always, first off and foremost, thank you for being here. What we're doing is we're raising money for Toys for Tots, also Levine's Children's Hospital. All of the money that we raise over the course of this next month will help go towards Glenn and I going out, buying toys, and donating them to these charities to help brighten up the holidays for some kids out there that may be going through a tougher time right now. So every bit helps. If you can't donate, that's fine. We will never ask you for donations. That is all up to you. If you can't donate, we do ask that you subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. That way, VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. So once again, thank you, Dave. It's all about the kids. That is 100% accurate. It is all about the kids. That's why we're doing this. Not only to help, raise money, but also at the same time, teaching you how to become financially independent through the use of the stock market. So thank you all for being here today. All right. So we did get filled with this one. Jay will loan me some BITO. All right, Jay, let me get, let's say 50 shares. But SQQQ, right now we did get filled. We're basically break even, got filled at 618. Waiting to see if we can break out past that level of resistance. We do start noticing a lower high pattern, but we got to be patient. Patience is key. As we've seen many, many times over here, we have to be patient. You're welcome, Chris. Glad you could be here. Thank you once again. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for hanging out with us today. Don't forget, tell all your friends, tell all your family, make sure they subscribe to the VectorVest YouTube channel. So that way, VectorVest will donate even more by the end of this event. All right, so SQQQ, waiting for it, giving it some time. Right now, every long trade we've looked at, the setup was there, but then we never get confirmation of that setup. So therefore, we're looking at, contra ETFs. So that way, if the market continues to fall, these will start to go up. therefore making us money with that. There we go. Bouncing right around that 618 level. This is something we're going to just simply be patient with. Let it come to us. What stockbroker do you use? So Roblox. We have 3 different brokers that we have set up here. We have Ally, we have TradeStation, and we also have IB or IB. And right now Interactive Brokers. Right now I am in the Ally account, and Ally doesn't have a lot of shares available to short. I know if I went with the Interactive Brokers, they have more shares available, but our main account is in the Ally account here. So that's why we're running into some issues on the shorting side and being able to find them. And every broker is different, and that's really what it comes down to. If you're interested in shorting stocks, there's multiple different brokers out there, but Interactive Brokers, from everybody I've talked to, their platform is a lot harder to use, but their platform is not as easy to use, I would say it that way. But they do have, a vast inventory, and they have some of the most flexible choices for you to be able to do whatever type of trade you want to do. How about LHX for a long trade? We can take a look at that. So SQQ, we got it in here. It's taking its time. Wait, what was that? LHX. Whew. All right. LHX going against the grain of the market. I like that first and foremost. Let's see. Zooming out. On a $222 stock. It's going to be... We're going to need to see some big movement. Consulting. What was there some news that came out that saw this big jump up here? Because to be honest, I'd want to see if it comes back, maybe retest this support here at 2206 or 222.06, or down here roughly around 221.75. Can I use Ally in Australia? Probably not. I don't know that for a fact. What I would recommend, and the best global broker from all the people I've talked with and the stories I've heard would be Interactive Brokers or IB. They do have some of the higher initial starting costs to get in, where they have a higher minimum requirement to start an account. But they do offer, platforms in all countries across the globe. So if you're looking for a platform that you can trade from another country and you want to trade US stocks, or you want to trade any stocks in any markets, IB, from all the stories I've been told over the years, would probably be your best opportunity. Why Robinhood has market orders on stocks, you can't put price on mobile app. So wait. You can use limit orders, Marie, but they definitely buried in their app to make it harder to find. So with Robinhood, though, you can use limit orders. You just gotta click through a whole bunch of things to find it, and that's the issue with it. All right, so LHX. Well, yes, it has a nice move at 222. It's still a little, it's a little pricey. So most likely you'd be swing trading this to get the gains you're looking for. And on the end of day basis, it's hard to justify buying it after this big sell-off. Zooming out to a 1 year basis, you are at a stronger level of support right around 218, roughly 220. So maybe you can make the case at that stage that, you've held once, twice, 3 times, and now 4 times. You could make the case that it is an oversold territory, but until we see signs of it starting to really come to life, I'd be careful about jumping into a new position at this time. So just my 2 cents on that one. You look 6 months sitting at support. Yeah, and even on a 1 year, 1 year shows that support even clearer here. It was resistance. You finally broke through on the second touch, came back, retested it, tested it for a third time, fourth time, or first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time, so on and so on. So while this is definitely a decent price to be looking at, I don't like seeing this dip in earnings over a 1 year basis. I need to see a little bit more justification for it. All right. Market timing, VectorVest composite still moving lower right now. Looking at our ETF, up slightly. Really hasn't gone anywhere. Just kind of consolidating currently at this stage. SDAO pulling back off its highs. SPXU. SPXU doesn't look great either. A lot of these country ETFs, yes, they're moving up, but there's not a lot of strong volume behind them. All right, so LCID. Pulled back here today so far. Could be some profit taking. Looking at volume, volume is relatively light. It is an overbought territory, which gives me, tells us as if we're in it, we need to be a little bit more cautious. We need to be paying attention to it a little closer here. I may hold off for the time being, but I do like, the EV space either with that or with RIVN. The reason I like Lucid a little bit better over RIVN right now is one, it's a better price point. $51 compared to $150. So I can buy 3 shares of Lucid for every 1 share of RIVN. The other aspect that I like Lucid over RIVN a little bit more for is the fact that Lucid actually has orders coming through. They've actually started producing cars, whereas RIVN still has no revenue coming in. So I can't really justify paying 3 times the amount for a company that doesn't even have any revenue coming in yet. So if I were to take the two, Lucid definitely would be, if I were to take one of the two, Lucid would definitely be where I'd look at for an entry. But with the way the market's going, doesn't really look like today's the best day to be buying, which the VectorVest composite tells us. Right now, we don't advocate buying any stocks at this time. So therefore, that makes it easier and tells us, hey, hold off. Day trade, yes. As a swing trade right now, no, we're not looking at purchasing any stocks. So day trading, we could definitely have some opportunities, but we don't really have the opportunities we're looking for the swing trade candidates right now. GOV continuing to move lower. Man, oh man. This would have been a decent short trade, that's for sure. INM, so INM finally starting to make another run. Pulling back a little bit. Let's keep an eye on this one. I like what we're seeing with this. Coming back, where is that support? 216. Right now it's at 219. Let me get my trade ticket ready. Next. All right. So INM. Sent the order through. Let's see if we got filled. Should be getting filled at this stage. I put an order in for 219. And right now, we are break even, bouncing back and forth. We have 216 as our support. See if we can get a reversal, bouncing off this support, start to move higher. Continue this nice strong uptrend that we've seen so far. So let's go ahead and put our trend line here. That way everybody can see exactly what I'm talking about. And there we go. Did you check Riot? Yeah, we checked Riot. Didn't really see anything too interesting with it quite yet. Out of all the different blockchain adjacent stocks, Riot, all of them got hit yesterday pretty bad based off of the news. Once we get rid of this trade, once we're out of this trade, we'll take a look at the three different crypto adjacent stocks, and we'll analyze them as a comparison between one another. INM though, INM bouncing back and forth right now. We got, once again, we have an entry price of 219. We have our resistance, our support floor, which is our line in the sand at 216. We're just being patient, waiting for the pullback. We're starting to see reversal coming in. You have a doji here after a downtrend showing potential reversal coming in. You got a green candle here. Just waiting to see that bounce start to move higher. Moving up a high of 227. That would be a decent gain right then and there. But, you know, let's see what we can get here today. Buy with naked puts so you can maybe get your price. For which one there, Marie? All right, so INM. Let's go. Let's see some volume starting to come back in. Moving higher. There we go. Starting to see a little bit of a push so far. Zooming out. Where's our previous high at here? Intraday high of 234. Whew. That would be a decent gain right there. All right, so INM already up about 1.5%, bounce around between 1.5% to 2%. Let's see it continue to push. We definitely want to be moving up our lines in the sand. So here, 224, we want to see it break above that. Then at that point, we're looking at 234 as our next level of resistance. As always, we will be moving up our stops as the stock continues to move higher. Looking at it. Come on, let's see a push. We have our trend line. We also have our line in the sand here at 216. Get our trade ticket ready just in case. On a day like today, we got to be quick with our sells, that's for sure. Let's see where we're at. 215. So, who was it? Yesterday we were talking about, you know, orders being split between the end of 1 minute and the beginning of the next minute. Notice here, it ran up throughout most of the minute previously. And then all of a sudden, the very last second, you started seeing the selling pressure coming in. And then this continued seeing the selling pressure coming in at that point. But you did see some buying off those lows. Let's see if it holds that 216 level and bounces from there, moves higher. There is some, you know, there is some potential with this one still. Don't want to jump out too early, but we want to actually have, you know, we want to give it some chance to run, but at the same time, we don't want to stick around too long, especially with the conditions of the market. So let's see how it handles this minute. This is going to be the deciding factor on this minute. Let's see, 216. Getting close to the end of the minute. We got about 10 more seconds left. Hanging out right at that level of resistance. Or right at that support resistance zone. All right. Not looking like it's holding. But then again, the strong volume was here. Preview the order. Where's my, there we go. Get that in. If I need to adjust it, I can. What would be the difference if you buy stop instead of a buy limit? So a buy limit is literally a limit. So you say, let's say 215. Once it hits 215, that's your buy. If you use a buy stop, then you're looking at placing it above a previous high and waiting for the stock to hit a new high or hit that price point before it actually buys into it. So a buy stop limit order is more of a dynamic limit order or a dynamic order rather than a buy limit is just simply looking at that one range. All right, looking at it here though, seeing these big tall tails on each of these drops tells me that people are buying that dip up as it's moving lower. You know what? I'm thinking about, nope. Got to stick to my plan. Not going to cancel that. SEV. We can take a look at SEV. All right, so let me go ahead. Make sure that's closed out. Give me one moment here. All right, canceling that order. Let's see if it canceled. It filled before I canceled it. All right, that's fine. So that one sold at 215. No worries. All right, let's go take a look. SEV. SEV. mRNA. See what else we get. And while we're waiting on this, let's see those subscribers coming in. If you're sitting in the background, you're not subscribed, you're just hanging out watching, click on that subscribe button in the lower right hand corner right now for me. Every new subscriber, VectorVest will make a donation on your behalf. It doesn't cost you anything. Let's get those subscribers coming in, folks. INM. We can take a look at that cycle. So SEV had an explosive move higher, but just moving sideways right now. What we're looking for, actually, let's go ahead. Take a look at the extended line. I'm going to move this up even. Here. And then here. We're right at that support of that new trend that's starting to form. I want to see it hold that level there. Are you shorting INM? No. INM, so we got out right here. You know, ended up, I think it was like 1%. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Let's go to the reports, trade history. And 1.83%. So, hey, that's manageable. I think anybody can handle a 1.83% loss. Definitely able to come back from. All right, so that's SEV. You have that trend line. Let's keep it moving up. mRNA. mRNA has a nice steady rise from bottom left to upper right so far. You do have a level of resistance right around 245. You've hit it once, twice, and 3 times being rejected. That is not a strong sign. You want to see it break that trend line. Also on an end of day basis, that's also where you have a major level of resistance at, since that's where it gapped down to. And you've hit it once, twice, 3 times, and now retesting it on the 4th time. Let's zoom out to a 1 year. 1 year, I don't like the pattern we're seeing. You had nice steady runs here, but now all of a sudden, lower highs, lower lows. I'd be extremely cautious buying in at this stage right now. All right, well, luckily though, one of our trades, our shining lights here today, is SQQQ. SQQQ steadily moving higher. We like seeing that one. We have some consolidation or some support at 617. We broke out to a new high, pulling back a little bit. Maybe move that line of sand up 618. We'll keep an eye on that play. What's the options play for mRNA? So mRNA, from an option standpoint, are you looking for long-term? Let's go zoom back out. Long-term, if you hold shares, if you hold at least 100 shares, selling calls against it, that way it helps generate some income as the stock's going down, helps reduce some of that, some of the loss you're taking in the capital appreciation side. That could definitely be the option right now. Or if you break to the upside, if you break this 245 and you can actually hold above that, then maybe you can make a case for trying to catch a falling knife. But the way it looks right now is if you own shares, selling calls against it, or selling naked put, wanting to get filled at a good price. So, selling a way out of the money naked put. And if it gets filled, you capture the premium and you get put the stock at a level that you're comfortable with. That could be the other option. You could take it as well. Let's go see INM. Yeah, INM starting to form a downtrend. Glad we're staying away from that one for the time being. All right, so let's see. We'll do a couple more stops you guys want to take a look at. Iron Condor. Iron Condor, not really for mRNA. Just for unless you're doing maybe a weekly, and then you could do the channel between 210 and then 250, possibly. But you want to see typically for an Iron Condor a sideways moving stock. Where was it? FLGT, good opportunity for a Condor. mRNA, you have more of a trend developing, a lower high, lower low trend, which is a downtrend. So therefore, not necessarily the best option for an Iron Condor. If you're looking at condors, you could take half of that trade. You could do a bear call spread. That would be another option. Doing some sort of a credit spread. That way you're getting paid to trade rather than doing a debit trade where you have to pay actually to trade. That could definitely be an opportunity there. And Ninja's coming in with a $25 super chat. Thank you very much, Ninja. Everybody, as always, show Ninja some love. Appreciate that. Today's been a rough day on the trading side, but hey, the markets just have not been conducive like they were yesterday. So thank you, Ninja. Appreciate that. Definitely makes up for today's lackluster markets that we're seeing here. All right. So yeah, that's what we're noticing with mRNA. If you're going to be doing that type of a trade, then the way you would want to approach it is you'd probably want to do like a bear call spread. More so than an Iron Condor. So you're only doing half of the legs of a Condor. Just closed yesterday's IONQ position for 11% profit. Not bad, Roger. Congrats. Well done. Well done, Roger. All right, let's see where we had it here somewhere. Where was it? IONQ was in here. IONQ. Looking at it. Yeah, looking at today's candle. Today's candle is definitely not looking great. I would be very, very careful with IONQ. So locking it in for the gain. Can't go broke taking profits. Well done, Roger. All right, we'll look at a couple more stocks and we'll start wrapping things up here for today. LAD. Any note on the possible Lucid Apple link? Ninja, I haven't heard anything about that. So I don't have any insight on that, unfortunately. So LAD taking a pretty big dive here so far today. Zooming out. 3 month doesn't look good. Let's go 6 month. 6 month doesn't look good. 1 year. 1 year. So you've been channeling sideways for quite some time, and now you're starting to see a breakdown of that channel as of today. This stock, when it drops hard. Look at it. Dropping here, dropping here. You're seeing a lot of the days that it goes down in a very quick, rapid fashion. It's tired now after all-time high play with stops. Yeah, markets are definitely taking a breather. That's for sure. It's a rumor, but not confirmed. So if that rumor becomes true, that would even back up more bullish sentiment than for Lucid. So you know what? Let's go zoom in. Lucid seems to be recovering a little bit. Where is that low? 50.34. It's half of an iron condor is a bear call spread. So an iron condor ninja is essentially two spreads spread out on each side of the trade. So if you have the price, let's go take a look. Where is it? FLGT. So here's where the price is trading beside. So you do a spread here and a spread here. So they were asking about an iron condor on mRNA. Where'd my data go? They were asking about doing an iron condor on mRNA, and mRNA is really in a trend, a downtrend. So therefore, I was, saying if you're looking at doing an iron condor, instead of doing the iron condor, look at potentially doing half of that, and just doing, a directional spread, which that way, if it moves sideways or in your direction, you win the trade. If you do a condor, you want it to be, in between those two spreads there. So that was just a suggestion of what you'd be looking for. Bear put and bull call. So yeah, so two different spreads. You could do a bear put, or that would be the debit spread, or you could do the credit spread and do the bear call. So I was suggesting, rather get paid to play rather than pay to play. Just throwing it out there. All right, so LCID, you're breaking through a new high or through a previous low, lower high. Roger's coming in with a $20 super chat. Thank you very much, Roger. Thank you. So that's what I was meaning with that is, instead of taking an iron condor and spreading it between on a directional trade, it'd be better to take as a neutral trade. So you want the stock to be neutral or sideways, a non-directional trade. Instead of taking a non-directional trade on a trending stock, take just a simple spread and put it towards, that direction. All right. LCID. I like where we're going with this one. You know what? I'm going to add this to the portfolio. This is going to be a swing trade. This is going to stay in here for a little bit. Let's go trade for charity. Go next. Go next. Where is it trading at? 52, say 52.65. All right. So that is going to be it. One. Fat finger. Oh, actually, did I get filled on this minute's volatility? I think I may have, because 52.60 was the low. And yes, I did. So Lucid is now in the portfolio. Therefore, this is going to be a swing trade. Buying the dip on the down day here today. Let's see if we can start to move higher from here. All right, so just to recap the portfolio, right now, we're still up over 1.3% so far since we started it. Down a little bit here so far today because of that day trade. We lost 1.83%. Hey, we can easily make that back. Right now, we've got Lucid we just added to the portfolio, 28 shares at 52.60. And then we have SQQQ at roughly about 1/3% gain. SQQQ will most likely be a day trade unless, or if this market starts, rebounding or starts getting worse. SQQQ will most likely be a day trade there. Powder your trades real? Yes, every single trade is real money. This is an actual trading account. I am actually making these live trades with money backing them up. So yes, Archie, every trade is being backed up by actual money in an actual trading account. None of this is paper trading. So yes, I'm putting my money where my mouth is on these streams. All right, so on that note, it's been a phenomenal day. Thank you once again to everybody who's donated. Once again, the main thing that we want to focus on this week and the next few weeks is, instead of you guys having to donate, let's make VectorVest have to donate. So to do that, tell all your friends, tell all your family, make sure they go over to the VectorVest YouTube channel, subscribe. It doesn't cost them a thing. And the more people you guys tell about it, the more people that are subscribing, the more money VectorVest donates at the end of the event. And therefore, the more we get to spread the love to all the kids out there, through the Levine's Children's Hospital and Toys for Tots. All of that will be going towards them to help make this holiday season better for those that really need it the most. All right, so on that note, thank you once again, everybody, for being here. Have a great rest of your trading day. Have a great weekend. And I will see you guys next Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern as we kick off our week 3 already of Trading for Charity. And also tomorrow we will be live at 11 a.m. Eastern for our mobile coaching sessions. So if you guys missed me already at that point, make sure to check us out both on Facebook and on YouTube, where we do the mobile coaching session with the VectorVest Stock Advisory each and every week.